90 minutes of football ended with no goals, but the real drama began after the final whistle, because one sentence from Ghana's manager sparked a debate that could define this entire World Cup. Is VAR protecting the game, or is it damaging its credibility? There is a particular kind of criticism that carries more weight when it comes from someone who has spent an entire lifetime in football, not the anger of a coach searching for excuses, not the emotional reaction of someone overwhelmed by the occasion, but the measured frustration of a man who has seen nearly every situation the sport can produce and believes he has just witnessed another one. Carlos Queiroz has been in football for more than 5 decades. He has managed some of the biggest teams in the world, worked alongside legendary figures of the game, and guided national teams through multiple World Cup campaigns. He understands pressure, controversy, and the fine margins that separate victory from disappointment. That is why his words after Ghana's draw against England attracted so much attention. Walking into the post-match press conference, Queiroz did not raise his voice. He did not pound the table or accuse anyone directly. Instead, he looked toward the FIFA officials in the room and delivered a comment that immediately became one of the defining moments of this tournament. He wondered aloud whether VAR was still functioning. Then, with a slight smile, he added that he was joking because saying it seriously might get him punished. The room laughed, but nobody believed he was actually joking. Because behind the sarcasm was a much bigger issue, an issue that has been building throughout this World Cup, the credibility of VAR itself. The controversy began during the second half. Ghana had defended brilliantly against an England side that dominated possession and created most of the chances, yet despite England controlling the ball, Ghana remained dangerous whenever they attacked. One substitute in particular changed the rhythm of the game. Prince Kwabena Adu entered the match and immediately caused problems with his pace and direct running. Suddenly, England looked uncomfortable. Then came the first disputed incident. As Adu chased a ball near the penalty area, he collided with England goalkeeper Jordan Pickford. Ghana's players instantly appealed, the bench erupted, but instead of awarding a foul in Ghana's favor, the referee gave England a free kick. Play continued. Minutes later came the moment that truly ignited the controversy. Adu broke into the penalty area and appeared to have a clear path toward goal. England defender Ezri Konsa lunged in from behind. Replays showed significant contact. Ghana appealed for a penalty, and some argued it should also have resulted in a red card. Again, play continued, no penalty, no red card, and most importantly, no intervention from VAR. That sequence transformed an ordinary group stage draw into one of the most debated matches of the tournament. Because modern football introduced VAR with a simple promise, clear and obvious mistakes would be corrected, technology would reduce controversy, and football would become fairer. But every major tournament seems to generate the same question: if incidents like these are not considered worthy of intervention, then what exactly is the system there to correct? The debate quickly expanded beyond Ghana and England. Former players and television analysts questioned the decisions, social media exploded with clips and slow-motion replays, and fans from different countries began comparing the incidents to previous controversies seen during this World Cup. And that is where Queiroz's comments gain even more significance. This was not an isolated complaint. This tournament has already witnessed several controversial decisions involving VAR, different matches, different teams, and different referees. But the criticism has followed a familiar pattern. People are not merely questioning individual decisions, they are questioning consistency. One incident receives intervention, another apparently similar incident does not. One challenge is reviewed repeatedly, another is dismissed within seconds, and every inconsistency chips away at confidence in the system. That does not automatically mean officials are biased. Refereeing football at this level remains extraordinarily difficult. Decisions happen in fractions of a second. The speed of the modern game is relentless, and human judgment remains part of every review process. Yet football's biggest problem has never been that mistakes exist. Football's biggest problem is when supporters no longer understand why certain decisions are made and others are not. That uncertainty creates suspicion, and suspicion creates mistrust. Carlos Queiroz understands this better than most. At 73 years old, he knows exactly how football politics works. He knows the boundaries coaches cannot easily cross, and he knows public criticism of officials often brings consequences. That is why his comments were delivered through sarcasm. It was criticism carefully packaged as humor, a joke that was not really a joke, a message aimed at FIFA without directly accusing FIFA. And perhaps that is why it resonated with so many people watching around the world, because it reflected a frustration that extends far beyond one match in Massachusetts. It reflected a growing concern about whether VAR is fulfilling the mission it was originally designed to achieve. As for Ghana, there is also another side to this story. Despite the controversy, they remain in an excellent position in the tournament. They have shown tactical discipline, resilience, and organization, and they have demonstrated that they can compete against stronger opponents and frustrate some of the world's best players. Their performances suggest they could become one of the surprises of this World Cup. But the discussion after this match is not primarily about tactics or standings, it is about trust. Has the accumulation of controversial VAR moments at this World Cup reached a point where confidence in the system is genuinely being damaged, or are these simply difficult decisions that inevitably happen in the world's most watched football tournament? And when Carlos Queiroz looked toward FIFA officials and wondered whether VAR was still working before quickly reminding everyone that he was only joking because otherwise he might be punished, was that merely the sarcasm of a disappointed manager, or was it the most honest question asked at this World Cup so far? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more football stories and analysis from around the world.